Welcome back. The federal government ratcheting up terror warnings as the holidays approach. A major FBI ISIS terror arrest also in New York City. We also have this. An envelope somehow exploded in Philadelphia. We also have a U.S. alert for Americans traveling to Europe after France. France basically foiled a significant ISIS plot. Again, terror worries are in a heightened state right now. It's one of the busiest travel days of the year. Let's take this to the former U.S. ambassador to the UN. He's Fox News contributor, and maybe he's still the Secretary of State and running for that under the Trump administration. He's the wonderful John Bolton. He knows how to handle things. First, let's get to this New York terror arrest, sir. The gentleman, the terrorist name, let's call him that, Mohammed Rafiq. He traveled to Turkey and then Yemen. He's trying to join ISIS, and then he came back home to Brooklyn. And the plot apparently involved driving a garbage truck or a dump truck through Times Square, just like as what happened into Nice, France. How did this gentleman get in and out? And basically, he's an ISIS sympathizer and a terrorist. What happened here?
Well, I think it shows that our vetting procedures, even in the United States, are inadequate. We don't have adequate ways of tracing some of these people. I think it's the investigators who were able to come up with this potential plot deserve a lot of credit for it. And I think it shows that the possibility of terrorist acts in this country remain very real. Now, you can imagine if the tragedy had occurred, I could easily see this being the kind of person designated as a lone wolf, hard to explain, no connection with radical Islam. It really, in fact, is a graphic demonstration of just how thick these connections are, what a web there is out there. And as you rightly point out, and as some authorities have warned, in this holiday season, a lot of travel, a lot of crowds, parades, shopping. It's a time to be very alert, I think.
You know, Ambassador, the news isn't out there, and here's what we're reporting, and you've been on this too. Europe, we've got terrorist officials in the Netherlands saying ISIS is telling their terrorists, don't come to Iraq, don't come to Syria, stay in Europe. Stay in Europe because we may need you to activate the sleeper cells to do attacks. And they could be coming into the United States. Do you agree with the incoming Trump administration to shut down immigration and refugees from countries that harbor terrorists?
Yeah, look, we had this system in the Bush administration, and if by analogy, it's no different than how you screen people, whether they're on tourist visas or business visas, coming in from a country that's a drug producer or illegal drug exporter. You worry more about the importation of illegal drugs with somebody coming from Colombia than you do somebody coming from Iceland, and you worry more about potential terrorists coming from countries that are state sponsors of terrorism like Iran or that have been the scene of terrorist activity like Syria than you do somebody coming in from Iceland. It doesn't have anything to do with religious profiling or anything like that. It has to do with the reality of where the threat is coming from.
You support it. You support it.
Yeah, look, this is, as I say, it was used during the Bush administration. Yeah. Nobody complained about it then.
Yeah, there's not a day or a week goes by we don't hear Europe rolling up another terrorist cell and shutting it down. Let's get to this story. We've got a report that Mitt Romney is now in the lead for President-elect Trump's Secretary of State shortlist. Now, you were on the list. Would you accept it, sir? I have to ask you it.
Well, as I've said, I'm sort of old school about this, so I don't really comment on it or press reports. I mean, I know press reports, wherever they are, always accurate, but I think it's better to let it pass.
All right. Thank you, Ambassador.